Here's one thing no one tells you when you buy a 66,000 square foot factory held together by good intentions and pigeon droppings. You're not just buying a building, you're adopting a chaos gremlin with a leaky roof and abandonment issues. I didn't walk into this place like a contractor. I walked in like a guy who clicked buy it now on a dare. There were holes in the walls, bats in the rafters, and about 17 different electrical systems, all bad. It was obviously a terrible idea, which for some silly reason made it feel like the right one.
Yeah, it's like the 9th time I've tried to film this, but that's what we're doing today. This ceiling. It's a great day because it's going to make a real impact and it's going to move the needle. So this room has come so far since we started. Just thinking about the way it used to be, even less than 6 months ago, it's unbelievable the transformation that's happening. A giant open space. It's got these giant windows in it, and it's a really beautiful space. Oh, watch out. Ooh, I guess. And we're gonna get that heater down. Like I said, today we're gonna be pulling out all of this home and so we're still working on the solution for fire suppression for the ceiling. But one thing I do know is we don't want that up there. So it's all gonna come out today. All right, I'm going.
I thought you were going to...
Huh? Stage fright?
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to get food. You changed your mind?
Well, the kids are still in the building, so I was going to stay around while I'm here. What is it that you're interested in the building? Is it?
I just kind of like looking at abandoned buildings. This one's a little less abandoned, but it's also just huge. Like you can see it from everywhere. So
yeah, everywhere in town.
Inside.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like an old place, and it's like has history to it. So it's just a little cool to look around and like I don't want to disrespect anything though.
No, I can tell. I appreciate that you guys actually asked me permission to come in. So we did a waiver and talked to parents and all that stuff. So, oh man,
You're not feeling this, are you?
I'm not feeling it, but I think once I get going for a little bit, I'll be okay. How far up am I? Like 11 feet up, yeah.
Yeah, your head.
No, it's not happening. I'm just gonna try on this first one. If I can't make it. Yeah, this is right off.
Yeah, it's gonna be every nail showing.
Yep. I'm cool. Woo. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Try that.
I think this fear of heights is becoming a running theme on the channel. I'd like to be a manly man, but my leg is shaking a little bit, to be honest.
As long as you don't feel any dampness down your leg, it's all good.
Yeah, no moisture going yet.
You don't have to post any of this.
Shit. I just want to get my arm around something. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. The crazy thing is, just being this scared is what's going to cause me to fall. So the height is pretty good. I'm going to have to bend my knees just a little bit to do the work. You're taking the ladder?
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
You're not coming down until you're done.
There is wobble. In the early days, I didn't even know how much trouble I was in. I thought I was just cleaning up a little mess because my optimism and the incredible potential of this place just really it blinded me to the reality of the situation. So cut to 6 months later, standing in a pile of ceiling tiles,
holding a mystery pipe and Googling, is asbestos crunchy? Let's just say things had gone a bit sideways. It wasn't that I didn't have the right tools, which I didn't. I didn't even know what questions to ask. But the good thing is, ignorance has this one cool upside. You're not smart enough to be scared yet, so you keep going. And eventually you start to learn. Not all at once and not without mistakes, but enough to keep moving forward. And at a certain point, you realize you're not the same person anymore.
Okay, so we're gonna try to find another method. And seriously, it's not a chickening out thing. It's just, it's really slow and it's not coming off in very big pieces. So we're just gonna brainstorm and see if we can find a more effective way to get this out of here.
Now, I always thought your 50s were for coasting. You know, grill some things, complain about your knees, maybe getting pretty good at naps because you get a lot of practice. I didn't think I'd be climbing scaffolding and arguing with 1940s plumbing. But turns out starting something completely new at this age is wildly underrated. I've learned more in the last couple years than I did in a couple decades. I've also bled more. Turns out flying toilet shards can be pretty sharp. But that's another story. It's weird. You spend half your life trying to be comfortable, and then one day you realize growth only happens when you're not.
It's basically just like paper. It just rips and comes off in tiny little pieces. So Bob was saying that they have something like a pike pole that firemen use with a spear tip and a hook on it, but I'm sure that's great for a lot of things, but this stuff just doesn't pull off in a single piece. But it's super filthy, and I need a mask because as soon as I hit it with the hammer, all that stuff goes airborne. So Bob was just saying that it's not too late to just leave the homosode.
Yeah, it looks better all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm kind of coming to terms with it. Maybe we can stay.
Yeah, it does have its draws. Plus, you'll be very old by the time you pull all those nails.
That's true. Oh man, one problem at a time, Bob. One problem at a time.
One disaster at a time.
One disaster at a time. Bob says it's not bad at all. Bob, that reminds me of a story. I gotta tell you something. Here's the hammer. So, when we were kids, there was always like a jar of tea in the refrigerator. And whenever you finished the tea, you were supposed to make a new pitcher of it, right? And whenever I had to make the new pitcher of tea, I'd pull the pitcher out, I'd spill the tea on the counter, get some water on the counter, and start making a mess. And my mom would always say, "Just go, I'll make it." So...
Did you just Tom Sawyer me?
I think I did just Tom Sawyer. I mean, it was subconscious. I didn't know I was doing it even. But somehow you ended up there, and I'm down here.
There's something wrong with this picture position.
Well, what?
You put the most expendable guy in the worst position, see?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm more expendable than you are.
That's strategy.
Yeah.
Are you wishing you had a mask yet?
So far I'm not. We gotta figure out a better way to get this down.
Yeah, it's just too slow, yeah? Tiny little pieces. It may end up that we just have to suffer through it.
This isn't bad.
The problem is when that little wobble. What's the old surfing song? Yeah. That little wobble makes my blood run cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it would be pretty hard to make this thing fall over. So.
Yeah.
All we gotta figure out is how to get this off here.
A more effective way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could burn it.
The whole building?
Yeah.
A few years ago, I was living a completely different life, and then this building happened. And I didn't see it coming. It was just a hard left turn. And that left turn led me straight into a pile of tools I didn't know how to use. And since then, I've learned how to operate a bucket truck, how to glaze old windows, how to weld, badly, but still, and how to keep a farm implement limping along just long enough to finish the job. I've learned about glass block installs, climbed onto metal roofs, done some mural painting, repaired antique elevators, learned to drive a tractor. I laid brick like someone who eventually gets it right. And with the epic amount of stuff in this building, I might even learn a thing or two about holding auctions.
Now, would you give me $5 bid? How about 7.5? And put it down to five, 7.
All this stuff. And none of this was part of the plan. But weirdly, it's been one of the best detours I've ever taken.
Okay, so exciting day because we're going to be pulling all of this paneling out. And I really look forward to days like this because, well, if you know me, you know I love getting paneling out of this building. I want to return it all back to the original brick walls that would have been visible back in the day when people were actually working in this factory. So this place has come so far. Thanks to the volunteers that we recently had, we've cleared it out, and now I'm able to move ladders around. It's like a blank canvas stage. Look how gigantic this is. Sometimes things don't translate very well to video, and the comment I frequently get is when people come by, they're like, I knew it was big, but I had no idea it was this big. This is just a single room here in the building. So the other thing is, when there's a project this big, it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. So I think I'm just gonna start pretty much from the beginning, right from this door, and work my way all the way around and see how far I can get. We got the columns, definitely want to get those. Might even start with those first because they irritate me the most. So I'll pull that off and then we'll get going. We do have one little challenge. This is an old circuit box from back in the day. This one's really cool. It's got this release handle on it. It's 3-phase, shut off, not fused. But so I'll keep that one. That one I'll set aside. I don't know. It'll probably end up going to scrap, but we'll see. It's time to get started with demo. I cannot wait to see what is behind all that paneling. I mean, I know it's brick wall, but I can't wait to see how it looks.
You ever wonder what in the world was going on in the 70s? Like, did someone hold a meeting and say, hey, what if we cover every decent wall in America with fake wood and sadness? This paneling, it's not protecting anything. It's not pretty. It's just there. Like the building put on a bad Halloween costume that didn't age very well and forgot to take it off. Every piece I pull off is like unwrapping a gift, but the gift is more work. Usually it's just dust and regret underneath, sometimes the odd rodent nest. But the room does get a little brighter each time, a little closer to what it should have been. We're not there yet, but we're inching toward a blank canvas. And I've been dreaming of getting to that blank canvas stage for a long time.
Okay, so I've got all of the beams exposed now, and it's causing me to be, one of those thoughtful moments. I'm just wondering, contemplating whether it's better to leave posts like this original with kind of the faded, used old paint look. Because actually, when it comes to antiques and stuff, I like the stuff that's not messed with. I like objects to share their story and all of that stuff. But I also know that there are a lot of buildings like this that have been restored, and many of them have taken it all back to the original wood, and people love it. So I'm tending to lean that way, just stripping them and going back to wood, because you know, here I am thinking, oh, I like original, but who knows, this paint might have been from 1982 and is not actually that old. So I'm leaning actual bare wood in here and give it like a really warm look with the brick. And so let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Preserve the paint or take it back to wood beam? So, say hi, Dave. I thought you were gonna say hi, Dave. Hi. Oh, it's just disintegrating. I mean, it's technically one piece, but. So we pulled down all the paneling because we wanted to see where the seams are so we can get the plywood off. We'll know where to pry, etc. And we realized something kind of quirky. This entire thing is made of offcuts. Small pieces that have just been kind of patched in, quilt-like, all the way down. So, I mean, you would expect to see full sheets, but it's all just kind of patched in. So this is Bob's idea. It doesn't seem to be working either. But I guess you could do that all along the rafter and pull it off the nails, and then
It hits those cross pieces.
it's just ripping out, yeah?
Yeah.
And you get an eye full of dirt for your trouble. Yeah,
Yeah, it just, it was worth a try, but.
worth a try. Or not. It wasn't really worth a try if you ask me.
Do what?
It wasn't really worth a try if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, we're going along, but it's going super slow. I feel like this whole video is just complaining about how difficult it is and how slow it's going. Compelling content. Okay, so Bob came with an idea that he said they used to do drywall with, which is like use the sawzall rip between the joists. Then you can get your fingers up there and pull it down. You're not pulling by the nail. Because what we're trying to pull is right beside the nail.
Right against the nail. It gives you a little leverage.
Yeah, with that slot, then you can pull it. It goes way, way better. So hopefully we're gonna pick up pace here a little bit. Way better.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
I didn't expect to learn this much this late in the game. But this building just keeps throwing curveballs. And somehow I'm still swinging. And here's why. I've learned tools, trades, history, and 100 little things I never even knew that I didn't know. And the strange part is, I'm really enjoying it. It's like discovering a whole new gear that I didn't know I had. It reminded me that learning isn't something you grow out of. If anything, it gets better when you've lived enough to know how rare it is. And maybe that's the real gift here. Not just what I've learned, but that I still can. Makes me wonder what I'll be able to tackle at like 60 and 70 and beyond. Assuming, of course, the building doesn't take me out first.
I wish that I had one of those YouTube channels where I just had unlimited resources and I could have a beginning, middle, and end every episode, but sadly we spent all afternoon trying to get this. These columns are stripped. We got to get the electric box off of there. That's a little hint of what's to come. All that brick needs to be cleaned and all that stuff. But sadly, we weren't able to finish this entire wall.
There's dust just flying off of you.
Oh. Feels like somebody dumped a gallon of sawdust down my collar. Okay, and there it is. Someday we'll decide if it's gonna be bare wood or black. We're gonna find out, but for the moment, I'm just glad that that stuff is out. That stuff is so full of dirt that, look at that. It just kind of filters through those things. Whatever you put in here just has a film of dust on it a couple days later. So that is actually a really big help for the air quality in the building, just to get that out of here. So now what I'm about to tell you is, a little bit pending what we find out about fire suppression from the experts. But the idea is to cut long strips of wood on the table saw and nail them up along here. So it's like a little strip of wood along this side and along this side. Then we can insert flat planks sitting on those two strips of wood and do that in each one. And then what that'll do is it'll create a cavity in here that we can put insulation in. And it'll just be like a cap here. You'll see these beams, and then recessed, you'll see this flat platform. It'll give that wood look. That's just a top of the head idea that probably could change in time. But that's kind of where we're leaning at the moment. You tell my energy is starting to get a little bit low. We got 1 day left, yeah?
1 day.
1 day left till I go back.
And it's been a heck of a trip.
It's been a heck of a trip.